Bluetti just put out a new 1 kilowatt portable power station called the AC70. Let's learn all about it. Hi, I'm Thomas with Solar Reviews Labs, and today I have something really cool. This is the AC70. It's Bluetti's new 1 kilowatt portable power station, and it fills a niche that Bluetti really didn't have an answer for until now. It has 768 watt hours of energy storage and up to 2,000 watts of powerlifting output. This could be a glamper's best friend. Just a note, this has UPS, which is uninterrupted power supply, which is great for all your important electronic devices that you need to keep running. It has less than a 20 millisecond switch time, which is elite and great in this kind of market. Let's get to price, because that's what everybody cares about the most. This thing is launching at $499, which is a special introductory price because this is new to the market, but it's gonna MSRP at $599. I think that works out to about 65 cents a watt hour, which is really competitive. The best part about this is they say it weighs only 22 pounds, but really, I don't think it weighs that much. Let's throw it on a scale and test it out. It's coming up as 17 pounds, and that doesn't surprise me. This thing feels really light. Let's get to the ports, because this is where the cool stuff happens. This right here is where you plug your solar panels into, so you can charge this device completely eco-friendly and green. It's pretty good for an off-grid solution. This thing isn't great for an off-grid, but that's how you would use it if you want to. This right here is for your DC input. This is something you would put into like your car light or something like that. And this is pretty easy to plug in. I was shocked that mine still had a car lighter in it. I don't even know why they call it a cigarette lighter port anymore. They really need a new name for it. I have all of these great legacy USB switches, which have all the standard things you would need in there. 2 USB-Cs and 2 USB-As. The USB-Cs are cool because they're fast charging, and now iPhone users can enjoy those too. And they have these AC outputs, which is what most people are gonna be using on this thing. And it has 1,000 watts. That's total, not each. I thought this would be 2,000 total, but it's only 1,000 watts total. Each one of these is only about 500, or if you use it one at a time, it's 1,000. If you're enjoying this video, be sure to subscribe, like, and maybe even leave a comment. Tell us what you would use this battery for. We also randomly select commenters, and we give a lot of these things away, so never hurts. But this right here is where the AC70 absolutely shines. It's a great device for just keeping your laptop and phone charged over a weekend, throwing in a car, and it's great for a little bit of off-grid solution, maybe a weekend getaway, because it can charge from 500 watts of solar. That means you can bring it to an off-grid cabin or your Airbnb for the weekend and really not have to worry about anything going on, because I've been in those things and a lot of those outlets aren't really reliable. And you can bring solar panels too, which will charge it from up to 500 watts of solar. As long as you have a sunny spot for those panels and you don't use too much electricity, you'll have no problem. And speaking of solar, here's the best thing about the AC70. It uses an XT60 plug for solar charging, which is very preferable to the old DC barrel jacks that many Bluetti generators have used for a long time, because it's more standard and it's easy to buy a replacement cord online. I lose mine all the time, so it's really nice to have this handy because they're not super cheap. The AC70 screen shows information about rates of charging, discharging, DC AC, all on separate lines, which gives you more info and it's more concise and easy to read. Here's some of my favorite things about it. Again, Bluetti didn't have a 1 kilowatt portable power station until this, so it fills a huge need that consumers really wanted. And powerlifting mode makes much more sense in a device like this because its batteries hold enough energy that running a coffee maker or electric kettle for 15 minutes or so doesn't really run them down that much. And look, if I'm gonna make coffee, I'm gonna make fresh coffee. So let's start plugging stuff in. There's our tea kettle. Let's plug that guy in, turn it on. You hear it kick on really quick like that. And then we have our fresh bean grinder, which we need because, again, I'm making fresh coffee. So we're gonna turn that guy on. Perfect. All right, now we take this guy out. Try not to make a mess. I get yelled at a lot at home. And we're gonna do 1.5 scoops of that. Perfect. Made a little mess anyway. That's why I get yelled at. Back on. Now we just wait for the tea kettle. I hear it boiling. So it was really fast. This thing actually puts out a lot of power. Water's done. So now my favorite part. Smelling this is like gonna go like that. Oh, that's gonna be nice. It's been a long day of filming videos, so I'm gonna need this. Actually very nervous I'm gonna spill and get made fun of by the video team here, so I'm trying to double dose here. I think that's good. Go with that. Now we just wait for it to drip on through. Truly terrible. I'm awful at making coffee, but this thing only used about 8% battery, which is pretty impressive, especially if you take it camping. That equals to about 12 cups of coffee. Let's talk about how to charge the device that charges your devices. It has an 850 watt max AC input, which means that it can charge pretty fast, and it has 3 different modes: turbo, normal, and silent. I want to know what silent's all about, so I think we should plug it in and see how loud each one of these modes really is. It's in silent mode right now. Let's listen in. Now let's kick it to standard. And why not? Let's do turbo. So silent mode wasn't perfectly silent, but it was still a really quiet hum. Actually, that's what's going right now. Normal mode was about what you'd expect from a device charging like this, and turbo, while it charged it faster, was definitely loud. I couldn't fall asleep to that noise, so I couldn't keep it running overnight. I think turbo is more for if you need the power really quickly or you're about to head out, and you know, silent mode is more like I could just charge it overnight and not worry about it. Again, there's no ability for this to charge from USB-C, but it's not really a huge deal because it only takes about an hour to charge from a wall. And the only things that I think are really missing is there's no wireless charging on top, which I think is really convenient, especially if you're camping or something like that. You just put it on the ground, plop the phone on, it starts charging. Little things like that add up over time. And there's no light on the front, which is almost standard. If you actually look behind us, our wall is full of these things, and a lot of them have lights on the front. And I actually tend to like that light and use it, so it was a little bit of a disappointment that this doesn't have it. If you are looking for wireless charging and a light, Bluetti offers the EB70S, which comes in at around the same price. It has a little less power and a little less storage, so really the trade-off there is you get the gadgets, you lose the utility. It doesn't have powerlifting mode, UPS functionality, and it charges slower than this, and it has one of those big, ugly power bricks, which I always lose anyway. The only thing it has over this, which I can say is a valid complaint, is it has more AC outlets, which is good because I have a ton of devices. Like we said, this fills a niche that Bluetti really didn't hit before. So to get a power station much better than this, you're gonna have to spend a lot more money. Bluetti's own AC180 is the next logical step up, and it costs between $200 to $400 more than this does. And they run a lot of sales, so try not to pay full price. But outside the Bluetti's family, a close competitor to this is probably the EcoFlow River 2 Pro. My coworker Ben did a video on that, and you can jump into that here. It holds the exact same 768 watt-hour of storage with a somewhat lower 800 watt output. It can charge just as fast as this can, but its solar input can only handle up to 220 watts. So if you're a solar enthusiast, this is probably the way to go over that one because it can take double the wattage. It can also be set to a higher 1600 watt output in X Boost mode, which is similar to Bluetti's powerlifting, meaning it can do most of what the AC70 can do. And with the River 2 Pro, EcoFlow includes more output ports, USB-C charging, and a smaller, more lightweight profile. It's not better than the AC70, but it is a little bit more versatile. And when I say it's a little bit lighter, I mean, it's really tough to tell the difference, but you can definitely notice it. That's it. Thanks so much for watching. If you like this video and you want to see more, you can click here.